Hello, everybody, and welcome back. All right, so what we're going to do today is we're going to go over poetry, right? So, you guys, we're going to go over some basic ideas, and then after we're done going over these basic ideas, I have a quick activity for you guys to work on. All right, so poetry. Again, what is poetry? It's a type of literature that expresses ideas, feelings, or tells a story in a specific form, and usually it's in lines and stanzas, and we're going to go over what that means in a second. So, again, form. What is form? Form is basically just the way that the words are appearing on the page, so how they look. Right? So notice this is a poem, and the form is how it looks. Now, most poetry is in lines, and what's a line? It's a group of words together on one line of a poem, right? So this is a line. This is a line. This is a line. Okay? And then stanzas are a group of lines arranged together. So I want you to think of it as the paragraphs of a poem. Okay, so in this poem here, there are two stanzas and there are 6 lines, right? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that's 6, and this is 2 stanzas, okay? Now, rhyme, probably one of the most important ideas when it comes to poetry is rhyme, right? So words that sound alike because they share the same ending vowel and consonant sounds. Okay, so remember your vowels are A, E, I, O, and U, and the sounds that they make are vowel sounds. Consonants are everything else, right? So the only vowels are A, E, I, O, and U, and every other letter is a consonant. So if I look at rhyme, I look at the end of a word and the last syllable. So in this case, I have lamp, that's a 1-syllable word, and stamp, which is a 1-syllable word as well. And I'm looking for the ending sound. So here I have amp, and I have amp. Okay, so that short vowel sound combined with the and stamp and lamp rhyme with each other, right? So a word always obviously rhymes with itself. So if I heard the word lamp, stamp, if I had the word cramp, right, that would also rhyme. Okay, let's take a look at the next slide. Okay, so when we're looking at poetry, there's different types of rhyme, and what we're going to be looking at today is end rhyme. Okay, so a word at the end of one line rhyming with a word at the end of another line is end rhyme. Okay, so let's look at this poem here. Hector the Collector collected bits of string, collected dolls with broken heads and rusty bells that would not ring. So if I look at this poem, and I'm looking at the end rhyme, so in this case, it's the end. So here, I would be looking at collector, string, heads, and ring. And I'm looking to see if they have any rhyme. In this case, the word string and the word ring have end rhyme because that ing sound in the both of them rhymes with each other. Okay, that's end rhyme. Now, what we're going to be working on is something called rhyme scheme. And what rhyme scheme is basically the pattern of what is rhyming at the end of the lines of the poem. Okay, so a rhyme scheme is a pattern of rhyme, and it's usually in an end rhyme. Okay, so we use the letters of the alphabet to represent the sounds so that we can actually see what the pattern is. Okay, so we start with the first letter of the alphabet, which is the letter A. And when we go to do rhyme scheme, we want to make sure that we write them out in lowercase. Okay, so this is a sample rhyme scheme. So I'll read the poem first. So it says, a mighty creature is the germ, though smaller than the pachyderm. His customary dwelling place is deep within the human race. His childish pride he often pleases by giving people strange diseases. Do you, my poppet, feel infirm? You probably contain a germ. Okay, so when I go to do the rhyme scheme, what I need to do is I look at the last syllable of each line. So in this case, it's in this case, it's ace, ace. In this case, it's eases, eases. In this case, it's erm. Okay, now, when I go, I start on the first line. And since it's the first line, I always start with the first letter of the alphabet. In this case, it's A, right? So my first letter is always going to be A. Then I look at the next line. If this is the same exact sound, the same end rhyme, I'm going to put the same letter. So in this case, it is. So it's A, and then this line is obviously A. Then I look at the next line, ace, and I see, does ace rhyme with anything above it? So ace and do they rhyme? The answer is no. So what do? I have to choose the next letter of the alphabet, which is B. Okay, then I go to the next line, ace. Okay, and I look above it. Does it rhyme with anything above it? It doesn't rhyme with but it does rhyme with ace, so I put that same letter. So I have A, B, B. Next, I go to this line, eases. And I check all the way to the top. Does eases rhyme with or derm? No. Place or race? No. So since it doesn't, I have to put the next letter of the alphabet, which is C. Then I go to this one. Eases, and I check all the way to the top first. Does it rhyme with or derm? No. Ace or race? No. So pleases? Yes, it does. So I put the letter C. Okay, then I go to Again, I go all the way to the top. Does and germ rhyme? Yes, it does. So I put that letter, A. Okay, then I go to the next one, which is germ, and obviously it matches. So again, you always go all the way back up to the top to see if it rhymes with anything above it. Okay, so if this was a 100-line poem, it doesn't matter if I'm in the 100th line. I have to go all the way to the top to check to see if it rhymes. Okay, so what you guys are going to do today is actually kind of simple. You're basically just going to be writing out the rhyme scheme for some poems. Okay, so let's take a look at that. All right, so it's this. Okay, so these are shorter poems, not that long, so it shouldn't be too difficult. Again, you're going to, on the right of each one of these poems, you're going to write a letter, starting with the first letter of the alphabet, which obviously would be A, and then continue on through this poem to see what rhymes rhyme with each other. Okay, so you have 5 poems to do. Okay, so again, if you need to, you can look back at this video to see how to do the rhyme scheme. So again, obviously this first letter would be A, right, dead. Then if it rhymes with this next word, said, I would put A again. If it doesn't, I move on to B. And you go all the way down. So these are just, this one's only 6 lines, this one's only 5 lines, this one's 4, this one is 6, this one is 8, okay? And that's it, guys. Make sure you write the letter on the right side here for each one of these poems. All right, that's it.